how they defeat us because they know that we don't have the resources to fight back. And they've been doing the same thing over and over and over again because they know once you get locked up, you have a limited amount of resources because I got to make sure I take care of my home first. Then I got to worry about my legal defense fund. I got to worry about my lawyers. I got to worry about all these different things. But look, I'm here today, but that don't mean that I won't get out tomorrow. You out today, but that don't mean you may not be in here. So let's fight together and win this battle. We have to say enough is enough. We have to say, listen, we're going to win this battle, and we're going to stop this criminal enterprise. That's the word we want to tell people. This criminal enterprise is spreading all over this country, and they doing it so they can make the rich richer and the poor poor. It's the have against the have-not. And that's the way it's supposed to be set up for them, but not for us. So we have to show them what we're capable of doing. And I tell you this, Webster, I am so excited to be able to tell the world about this because I know that this show goes all over the world, not just here in this country. It goes everywhere, and we need to let people know exactly what is going on and what we need to do. But listen, we do need funds, so whatever you can contribute, we'll be more than happy to receive. And believe me, everybody can take part in this. Everybody can do something. And also, you can write me a letter. You go to BH Banco. It has the address where I'm at. Write me. Talk to me. And I promise you, I'll write you back. That's how I'll do that. So we must continue this fight and continue fighting this battle. And the best part about it, I know we're going to win this battle. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it.
Reverend, I just want to pick up one of your points. We've gotten an authoritative legal opinion from an experienced attorney that this case is so rotten and so flawed on the legal level that the only hope of these persecutors and prosecutors is war of attrition, to grind us down, grind you down, exhaust our resources, and hope that we dry up and blow away and you stay in jail. And we want to pledge that this is not going to happen.
I agree.
He said 100%. Not to let them wear us out. We're not going to get.
That's right. It's not. Look, they are not going to wear me out because I also have a plan. But we're going to continue attacking. I will talk to Danielle about that, and then she'll spread it to you, Webster, and then we can give it to all the listeners so they'll know because we're not giving up and we're not quitting this fight. We're going to continue to fight until we win. That's what I believe. But here's the key. I want you to always remember this. We need to let people know that we're dealing with a criminal enterprise. See, that word itself lets people know exactly what we're up against, and people need to know exactly what we're doing. Then, in this prison, I mean, nobody will believe the way it operates. Nobody will believe that,
You have 1 minute remaining.
I got 1 minute left. Here's what I want to say. The bottom line is we are going to win. We are going to stop them. We are going to show them. And then I want everybody to go to bhbanco.org. bhbanco.org. And whatever you want to contribute, hey, we will be thankful for it. And Webster, I just want to thank you so much. You've been tremendous. You've been a full supporter. Danielle, the whole group. I just love you all. And, and I'm not going to give up this fight. I'm going to continue fighting. I'm going to fight for these prisoners inside this place. I'm going to find out how we can help them with the health care and the food service. We're going to show them that all around the world that this country is not what they say they are. So we're going to deal with it on that level. On that note, I'm going to have to say I will talk to you next Saturday. Same time.
Stay well, Reverend.
As the New World Order continues to tighten its grip on every facet of our lives, we're all asking ourselves, how can we maintain our independence? The answer is clear. Get prepared, and you get prepared now. Now the only question left is, where do we begin? My Patriot Supply is here to help. Call 800-247-3070 to get started with your 72-hour emergency food supply for only $10. We're even covering the cost of shipping. Are you willing to rely on the government and FEMA in the event of an emergency? Call Call 800-274-3070 to get started with your 72-hour emergency food supply for only $10. You won't be able to find this deal online, and there is a strict limit of 4 per caller, so don't wait. Call now, 800-274-3070. That's 800-274-3070. Call right now.
Friends, this is Alex Jones for MidasResources.com. For more than 15 years, I have exclusively used Midas Resources for all my precious metal needs. Whether it's bullion or collectibles you're looking for, Midas Resources is simply the best. I own my gold as a hedge against inflation. This Federal Reserve fiat currency could go the way of the Deutschmark and the Weimar Republic anytime. In these historically dangerous times, it makes sense to physically hold gold and silver. Midas already has some of the best deals in the industry. But if you give them a call and mention the radio special, they will give you a list of the day's super specials. Midas brokers are standing by to answer all your questions at 800-686-2237. They also have a lot of informative free literature explaining the opportunities and risk of holding precious metals. They are ready to answer your questions at 800-686-2237. Again, that's 800-686-2237.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right, that's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
Hello, it's Tom Chenault from The Tom Chenault Show. We are experts in home-based business and residual income. We show people how to make money from their home, either part-time or full-time, and in partnership with Genesis Communication Network, we've organized a team to fight back about people not having money, time, or health. And we need your help. What we want you to do is, if you've got an interest in building an organization to fight back against people taking our money, taking our time, and taking our health, we want to talk to you. All you need to do is call this number, 855-308-8326. Again, all you want to do is call 855-308-8326. You can make a tremendous amount of money and end up fighting for a great cause. Please call us right now.
Free from the shackles of corporate America, we're the place for independent thinkers. GC.
Welcome back to World Crisis Radio. That was Reverend Edward Pinkney speaking from the Lakeland prison of the state of Michigan in Coldwater, Michigan. Believe it or not, just the fact that he's there rather than in the frozen Siberia of Marquette on the southern shores of Lake Superior. That's already a little victory, thanks to the agitation of friends of this program and others around the world. So we're still here, though, with Daniela Walls, the chairwoman of the Tax Wall Street Party. Daniela, a couple of comments on Pinkney, and then I know you have some other.
I just want to say, between us and the audience, I can't overstate how much I know Pinkney loves getting these letters. He appreciates it more than anything else. You can imagine that's his lifeline. They mean everything to him. He reads them many times, and he responds. So please, just once again, if you could find that new address at BH Banco, freepinkney.org, at freepinkney.wordpress.com, also at pinkneycentral.weebly.com. The address is there. Copy it exactly as it's written there. You're going to have Edward Pinkney, hashtag prisoner number 294671. I won't repeat the address because repeating it, you could hear it wrong. It's there. Read it. It's the Coldwater, Michigan address. So I think that's mostly what I want to say this week, that he really wants letters from you. And what we need to get into is this 47 traitors, the dynamic with the Democrats and the Republicans. And I think we should jump into that. Like, the Democrats and Republicans, we know, are both incompetent. But the way we want to do this is get the Republicans to become extinct first, because otherwise we're going to have fascist dictatorship. If the government is only Republican, meaning all branches, you have a fascist dictatorship, and it won't work. Right now, you have these two psycho parties, but they cancel each other out. If the Democrats collapse, there will only be Republicans, and they will institute a permanent austerity dictatorship. And that's what our party fights against, the United Front Against Austerity and the Tax Wall Street Party. And the likes of this austerity dictatorship will be nothing that any of us have seen yet. I mean, it's been bad for the last 30 years, since the air traffic controllers, and then my father being on strike with his airline and losing his job, and the busting of the unions. It's been getting worse and worse. But if they get their way, hell on earth is coming, and you'll never have a chance at politics after that. If the Republicans control the Supreme Court, Congress, and presidency, it will be impossible for anybody to vote. They'll destroy all unions and organized resistance, as they're doing right now, and then you'll have an absolute fascist dictatorship. So that's the summary of why you always say, and we always say at the party, the Republicans must go first, then the Democrats need to split apart. I need to get this in, and I always want to do this every episode, and I never get to it, but I want to talk to I want to talk to the libertarians for a moment now. If you are a libertarian, stop it. Repent. This Rand Paul betrays you again and again. He's the guy who endorsed Mitt Romney. Ron Paul was the greatest earmark guy in the history of the House, etc. I mean, I could go down a list. There's no need. They lie. They are not incorruptible. They are the most corrupt. They are the most duplicitous. And it's now time for you to dump them. The Austrians are the new Hessians, in the sense that in the American Revolution, much of the fight, I was thinking about that earlier, that dynamic, but much of the fighting for the British crown was done by these Hessian mercenaries. Today,
or Hessians. You sometimes hear Hessians. Hessians.
Hessian mercenaries. Sorry, Webster. Today, the Republicans are so hated and so weak that they needed to subcontract a lot of the dirty work to the Austrian school politicians like Rand Paul. Rand Paul was provided, ideological cover for austerity, and now everyone can see that he's just a traitor. Thank God that we have this, and it's trending. This isn't about. And what I want to say, it's not about the libertarian leaders. I don't want to talk to them. They're unsalvageable. I encounter these guys.
Well, look, before we get to this, let me just give the context on this stuff, right? That of course, little Rand Paul is a signatory to the 47 traitors, and he got his face on the front page of the New York Daily News, traitor. Okay, but now we've got some of them are beginning to wake up, right? All these people have been babbling that the Paul faction, the Paul bearers were incorruptible. Justin Raimondo of antiwar.com, right? That's one of the leading libertarian anti-war publications, websites, as the name suggests. He has now broken with little Rand and condemned him. And he says, some people are willing to fight for ideas, but when the going gets tough, it's a far different story as far as Senator Paul is concerned. Faced with vicious attacks from the neoconservatives in the Republican Party, Senator Paul has become the libertarian Neville Chamberlain, meeting with Sheldon Adelson, right, the rabid pro-Israeli moneybags, reversing his position on foreign aid to Israel, that's Paul, and doing everything short of asking Jennifer Rubin out on a date, right? She's a sometime columnist for the Washington Post. The Cotton Letter, 47 Traitors, is Rand Paul's Munich, a betrayal of his libertarian and anti-interventionist constituency that will not be soon forgotten. By joining the wrecking crew of Cotton and Company, Rand Paul has proven he cares more about gaining the support of neoconservatives who will always hate him, than he does about preventing a major war in the Middle East. He lacks character. He has no sense of conviction, and that's the essence of leadership. So goodbye, little Rand.
Well, that's precisely why I brought this up today, because of this Raimundo article in that libertarian antiwar.com